My life in Switzerland. My name is Elena Mahler, and I'm 28 years old. 3 years ago, I made the decision to move to Zurich, Switzerland, leaving behind the familiar comfort of my hometown in Germany. Little did I know, this decision would take me on a journey filled with unexpected challenges, personal growth, and a deep exploration of who I am. When I first arrived in Zurich, I felt both excitement and a heavy sense of uncertainty. The city was stunning with its pristine lakes and towering mountains, but it was also entirely new to me. My first challenge was finding a place to live. After searching for weeks, I found a small apartment in the Altstadt, Zurich's old town. It had creaky wooden floors and a small balcony overlooking a narrow, winding street. It wasn't perfect, but it quickly became my sanctuary, a place where I could unwind after long days. I work as a marketing assistant at a renowned international firm. The role is demanding and comes with high expectations. My days are often packed with meetings, creating marketing campaigns, and coordinating with various teams. It's a job that pushes me to my limits, but it also fuels my passion for creativity and communication. My office is in a modern building with large glass windows that offer a breathtaking view of the city. Sometimes during lunch breaks, I sit by the window sipping coffee and gazing out at the bustling streets below, reflecting on how far I've come. Despite the satisfaction I get from my job, adjusting to life in Switzerland hasn't been without its hurdles. The language barrier was particularly challenging. Although I spoke German, Swiss German is a different dialect altogether, and understanding it required immense effort. I remember the first few weeks at work, feeling completely lost in meetings. To bridge the gap, I enrolled in language classes and practiced diligently. Slowly but surely, I started to grasp the nuances, and with time, I began to feel more confident in my interactions. Living in Zurich has introduced me to a new lifestyle. The Swiss are known for their love of nature, and I quickly adopted this passion. My weekends are often spent exploring the outdoors, hiking in the Alps, cycling along the lake, or simply taking long walks through the lush parks. These activities provide a sense of peace that balances the intensity of my work life. I've developed a routine that includes morning jogs by the Limmat River, where I enjoy the stillness before the city fully wakes up. The crisp, clean air and the sound of birds singing give me a sense of clarity and calm. My eating habits have also transformed. The food culture in Switzerland emphasizes fresh, local produce, and I've embraced it wholeheartedly. I start my day with a hearty breakfast, usually consisting of muesli, a Swiss staple, mixed with yogurt, nuts, and berries. Lunch is often a simple yet satisfying affair, perhaps a freshly made sandwich with cheese and vegetables, or a salad with locally sourced ingredients. Dinner is when I get creative. I've learned to make traditional Swiss dishes like fondue and raclette, and I often invite a few friends over to share the meal. The communal aspect of these meals has brought a new warmth into my life, making my apartment feel less like a temporary residence and more like home. Speaking of friends, building a social network in a new country was daunting. The Swiss tend to be reserved, and it took time to form connections. I joined a book club which became a turning point. The club wasn't just about discussing literature. It was a space where I found like-minded people who, like me, were navigating life in a new environment. These gatherings became a cherished part of my routine, filled with laughter, deep conversations, and the comfort of companionship. Romantically, my time in Zurich has been a journey of highs and lows. Shortly after moving, I met Marco, an architect with a passion for art. Our relationship started with shared interests. We spent our weekends visiting galleries, exploring Zurich's vibrant cultural scene, and discussing everything from modern design to philosophy. Marco was attentive, always planning thoughtful dates and surprising me with small gestures. However, as time went on, cracks began to appear. His work demands often kept him away, and our conversations grew less meaningful, more superficial. I found myself longing for deeper connection and emotional intimacy, which Marco seemed unable to provide. Our relationship ended not with a dramatic breakup, but with a quiet mutual understanding that we were no longer on the same path. This experience left me questioning what I truly wanted from a relationship. It was a period of introspection, where I learned to appreciate my own company and focus on my personal growth. I immersed myself in activities that brought me joy: cooking, exploring new places, and engaging in hobbies I had neglected. I even took up painting, a passion I had abandoned years ago. I spent evenings on my balcony with a canvas and paintbrush in hand, letting my thoughts flow through the colors. But not all relationships have been positive. I encountered toxic people along the way. Individuals who tried to undermine my confidence or take advantage of my kindness. One of these was Sophie, a colleague who initially seemed friendly, but later revealed a competitive streak that made the workplace tense. She often belittled my ideas and tried to take credit for my work. It took me a while to realize that her behavior was more about her insecurities than anything I was doing wrong. Confronting her wasn't easy, but it was necessary. I learned to stand my ground, to assert myself, and to trust in my abilities. In the midst of these challenges, I discovered the importance of self-care. After long, demanding days at work, I started treating myself to small indulgences: a luxurious bath with lavender oil, a piece of rich Swiss chocolate, or a glass of wine while reading my favorite book. These simple pleasures became my way of recharging, reminding myself that it's okay to take time for myself. One of the most profound lessons I've learned during my time in Switzerland is the value of resilience. Life here hasn't always been easy, but each obstacle has taught me something new. I've learned to navigate the complexities of a different culture, to find strength in solitude, and to seek out beauty in the everyday. Zurich has become more than just a city to me. It's a place where I've grown, where I've been tested, and where I've found a deeper sense of self. As I continue my journey in Switzerland, I'm excited for what the future holds. I know there will be more challenges, more lessons to learn, and more memories to create. But whatever comes my way, I feel ready to embrace it, with the knowledge that I've already overcome so much. My life here is a tapestry of experiences, woven together by the threads of resilience, discovery, and the quiet strength I've found within myself. My life in Switzerland, the next chapter. My name is Elena Mahler, and at 31, my life in Zurich has continued to evolve in ways I never anticipated. 3 years ago, I was navigating a new city, a demanding job, and the challenges of finding my place in a foreign land. Now I'm embracing a new chapter filled with love, marriage, and the joys of motherhood. After the end of my relationship with Marco, I took some time to focus on myself, enjoying the freedom and independence I had cultivated. But life had other plans. One day, while attending a friend's wedding in the picturesque town of Lucerne, I met David. He was a friend of the groom, and we were seated next to each other at the reception. David had a quiet confidence and a kind, genuine smile that immediately drew me in. We spent the evening talking about everything, from our careers to our favorite travel destinations. There was an instant connection, but I didn't want to rush into anything. We began seeing each other casually, meeting for coffee and taking long walks along the lake. Unlike my previous relationships, there was no pretense with David. He was open, honest, and emotionally available in a way that felt refreshing. Over time, our bond deepened, and what started as a simple friendship blossomed into love. A year later, David proposed to me during a weekend getaway in the Bernese Oberland. We were hiking in the mountains, surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of the Swiss Alps, when he got down on one knee. His proposal was sincere and heartfelt, a promise of a future filled with shared dreams and mutual respect. I said yes, and we were married in a small, intimate ceremony a few months later, surrounded by close family and friends. The wedding was held in a quaint chapel overlooking Lake Zurich, with the soft glow of the evening sun casting a golden hue over everything. It was the perfect start to our life together. Marriage brought a new kind of stability and comfort to my life. David and I moved into a larger apartment in a quiet neighborhood on the outskirts of Zurich. Our home is a blend of our personalities, his love for modern design and my fondness for cozy traditional touches. We spent our weekends decorating, filling the space with memories of our travels and little pieces of our individual histories. A year into our marriage, we welcomed our first child, a beautiful baby girl named Sophia. Holding her for the first time was an overwhelming mix of joy, love, and an acute sense of responsibility. Sophia brought a new rhythm to our lives: late-night feedings, diaper changes, and the soft, soothing melodies of lullabies filling our home. Despite the exhaustion that comes with being new parents, David and I found ourselves falling more in love with each other as we navigated this new chapter together. Motherhood has been a journey of learning and adaptation. Sophia is now a toddler, full of energy and curiosity. Watching her discover the world around her has given me a fresh perspective on life. She finds joy in the simplest things: a colorful flower, a bird singing outside the window, or the feel of grass under her tiny feet. Her laughter is infectious, filling our home with a warmth that I never knew I needed. My daily routine has changed significantly since Sophia's arrival. Mornings now start with her soft coos and the smell of freshly brewed coffee. Breakfasts are a chaotic mix of feeding Sophia, making sure David has everything he needs for the day, and squeezing in a quick meal for myself. I've learned to appreciate the small pockets of quiet time, whether it's during her afternoon nap or late at night when the house is finally still. Balancing motherhood with my career has been challenging, but I've managed to find a rhythm that works for our family. I returned to work part-time after my maternity leave, allowing me to stay engaged with my job while being present for Sophia. David has been an incredible support, sharing the responsibilities of parenting and encouraging me to pursue my career ambitions. His understanding and partnership have made this transition smoother than I ever imagined. One of the most rewarding aspects of this stage of my life has been watching Sophia develop her personality. She's a spirited child with a love for music and an infectious curiosity. I've started taking her to music classes, where she joyfully bangs on drums and dances to the beat. These moments are precious reminders of how quickly time passes and how important it is to savor each stage of her growth. David and I have also made it a priority to maintain our relationship, despite the demands of parenting. We carve out time for ourselves, whether it's a simple dinner date after Sophia is asleep or a weekend getaway when we can arrange for a babysitter. These moments help us reconnect and ensure that our marriage remains strong and nurturing. In the midst of all these changes, I've continued to pursue my hobbies, though they've taken on new forms. My love for cooking has deepened, and I often find myself experimenting with new recipes that the whole family can enjoy. Sophia loves to sit on the kitchen counter, watching intently as I prepare our meals. She's especially fond of the fresh pasta I make from scratch, her little hands eager to help me knead the dough. I've also kept up with my painting, though my subjects have changed. My canvases are now filled with depictions of family life. David and Sophia playing in the park, a quiet moment at home, or the beauty of the Swiss landscape that continues to inspire me. Painting has become a way for me to capture the fleeting moments of joy and connection that define this stage of my life. Despite the happiness I've found, life has its challenges. There are days when the demands of work, parenting, and maintaining a household feel overwhelming. Moments of doubt creep in. Am I doing enough? Am I balancing everything correctly? But I've learned to be kinder to myself, to recognize that perfection isn't the goal. What matters is the love and effort we put into our lives and relationships. As I reflect on my journey in Switzerland, I'm filled with gratitude. The past few years have been transformative, each experience shaping me into the person I am today. I've learned to embrace change, to find strength in vulnerability, and to cherish the simple, everyday moments that make life beautiful. David and I often talk about our hopes for the future, how we want to raise Sophia, the places we'd like to travel as a family, and the dreams we continue to pursue individually and together. We know there will be more challenges ahead, but we're ready to face them, secure in the knowledge that we have each other and a strong foundation of love and trust. My life in Switzerland has been a journey of discovery, growth, and profound love. From the initial excitement of a new city to the deep connections I've formed with my husband and daughter, every step has been a part of a larger, beautiful story. I look forward to the chapters yet to come, knowing that the best is still ahead.